Okay, first question is, what religion do you follow?
Oh, what would the religion be? I was growing up Protestant. I mean, is it Christianity? Is it just general?
No, yeah, Christian is general.
Be as specific as possible.
Yeah, so you're Protestant.
Protestant, okay.
Yeah, okay. Why do you follow this religion?
Because my parents were that, my grandparents were that, and I kind of grew up being that was basically what we believed, and went to church every Sunday, and that's how it was.
Okay, well, the next question was, does the rest of your family follow it? Not this family, like when you were a child, like every family member.
Yeah, pretty much all of them did, but like I don't really go to church anymore, but I did when I was younger, but for the most part they still do.
You keep answering the questions I'm about to ask next. Okay, did you decide to raise your family like you were raised?
No,
If not,
Mhm.
why?
I didn't because I thought that you guys could choose to do what you want to do, basically.
Thanks.
If you wanted to, that would be great. If not, then you didn't have to.
Okay, did you enjoy the religious childhood you had?
Yeah, I did. I didn't. It was bad on the week because it was Sunday, so that means when I was older in high school and if I went to like a party, then I'd have to get up early Sunday to go to church, and that was kind of a bummer.
Good thing we didn't follow it. Do you think it's good to be raised that way?
Yeah, I definitely think it's good to be raised that way.
So then why didn't you have us be raised that way?
It's a good point, maybe. I don't know, to me, maybe because I was a boy, I would get into worse things maybe with other friends, and it was kind of like something that would lead my conscience, you know, because I went to church and stuff. I was always nervous God might be mad at me if I did something wrong.
So wouldn't it,
Yeah, you guys probably should have gone.
but like if you felt like that, why didn't you just, like,
I didn't what?
never mind, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Okay, do you think your religion helped you in any way later in your life? Like,
Yeah.
do you think growing up like that?
Yeah, kind of like getting back to what I was saying, like with, I guess the reason why I didn't really get back into it as I got older is because, like I said, the conscious thing I thought was, you know, I was worried about God being mad, but then as I got older, I kind of thought to myself, it's more of my own conscience, and my own sensibilities, thinking what's wrong and what's not wrong. So then I thought it was more me than the religious aspect of it.
Okay, those are all.
One of your first couple questions was about, what was it? Like my whole family, did I grow up?
Did you decide to raise your family like you were raised, or does the rest of your family follow it?
No, the reason why I always had to go, or I grew up religious, was that my mom's dad, your grandfather, was a minister at church. So he was also a missionary. So he would go overseas a lot to spread religion, you know, to other people. And so my house was very strict with religion. Your grandma, Gran, she was super strict. And she would always bring up God and everything. And so we were kind of all brought up to believe in it, but / almost be nervous or scared that
Do you think part of
doing
reason,
something wrong.
Yeah, do you think part of the reason why you followed the religion was because you're
scared almost in
yeah.
a way. So in a way, I guess that gets back to one of your other questions. In a way, it's good because maybe if you are a little scared, then
maybe you won't do such
you
bad
won't do
things.
bad things, or or you're
Mhm.
always thinking about it. But then it gets back to kind of what I was telling you. As I got older, I just figured if I knew I was a good person, so it's more my conscience than leading the way for me. I know when you guys were little, I know remember Gran would always talk to you guys about
Yeah.
religion and stuff. So I just, like I said, I figured you guys were good kids, good people, and your mom and I are good people, and you had a little bit of religion from Gran, so
Do you think we, like, us, your kids, like, do you think we didn't, end up following the religion because you guys didn't really follow it,
Probab-
even though Gran,
yeah.
like, came over all the time and, like, talked to us about it?
yeah, no,
Like,
yeah.
we didn't really catch on to it because you guys weren't really
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, it's probably a good reason why. I mean, if we, like me, I had to go. I mean, I always had to go every Sunday. Sometimes Wednesdays, we'd go as well. And if I had my choice, I probably wouldn't have gone. But we always had to go. But I didn't want to. That's one of the reasons why I kind of didn't want to do it to you guys, because I didn't like always having to do it every time she said I had to go or do something. I mean, I couldn't even fake I was sick. I mean, I had to go every Sunday. So
Do you think maybe because of how rough it was back when Graham was growing up and your grandfather was growing up, that's why they stuck on to religion so much, because it just made them feel better?
yeah, probably.
Because maybe there was a lot of bad things, or there was a lot of bad things going on.
Well, that, and I also think, I mean, not everybody is religious just because maybe they're scared or nervous of things. They actually believe, they actually have faith, God's there and they're into it. I mean, there's people that are really into it, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's worse things in life. But, yeah, I guess that's it, Haley. We would go over to Africa and Yugoslavia and a lot of the Eastern Bloc European countries to spread Christianity, to talk to people about it. So,
those were the
what's that?
hard countries and stuff.
Yeah, some of them, communist countries where religion wasn't really allowed. I mean, you weren't allowed to. So he would spread the word of God to people there to help people become Christians. But
So the whole point of Christianity to the Christians was to,
so when I was a kid, basically the whole reason I think my mom would always force religion on us kids is to make sure we all stayed in line and all became Christians, because that was basically everything, and she wanted to make sure everybody believed in God, and basically if you didn't, you were like, a sinner and a nasty person. So
and you were gonna go to hell.
yeah, so basically she would scare us. You'd be a little kid, you'd be scared, so you'd go, and so that's why I didn't really want to do that to my kids when they were growing up.
So if you had any different beliefs,
Mhm.
would she just
Oh yeah,
shut
no,
them
you're right.
down and
Yeah,
then-
definitely. Like my friends, were like some were Catholic, some were Jewish, and she would always say, she'd make like religious comments about that, like, oh, the only way is is Christianity, and
she would say it to their face?
no, she wouldn't say it to their face. She was just saying it to us kids, like,
Yeah.
don't even consider, like, if we wanted to be a different religion or something, she wouldn't
She
go.
wouldn't say, like, don't be friends with them.
No. She would just she would always make it look like that they're not believers in God. It's not, their religions are not right, compared to what she thought. Which is funny, probably because they probably thought the same thing about
Yeah. Did
Christian.
she ever take into, like, did she ever think about how there's so many different religions and that,
Mhm.
like, there can't be all those gods? Like, only
Oh,
one
no.
is true.
That's why she thought hers was the one.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny is, if you are a Christian, then you're supposed to be totally tolerant and understanding of everything. But then, in a way, they were the most intolerant.
Mm-hmm. And, like, some religions, like Islam, like, it is the same God. Like, Islam and Christianity are, like, actually really close.
Close.
Yeah.
But
But basically just, like, one has the
except,
Quran or whatever it's called.
yeah, and some of the Islam things that would kill people if they were Christians.